Hey guys, doing another update on the 24 volt system. Let's walk over here to the truck. Got my boy Andres in the house.
What's up, guys?
Andres got this skid. Well, Andres got this skid a couple weeks ago.
3 weeks ago?
Yep. So his original one, he picked up in June. We did a swapperoo because I know he's not dumb, and he's doing some testing on this for us so that we're getting some in the field time on the Smart Blend, which is hard for us to do because we don't get out of the shop very much. So basically we traded his skid that he picked up in June, which was in like 98% brand new condition. A dude at Serious Starter bought that skid off of us, and then he took our shop demo skid, which had the Smart Blend Pro on there and the 24 volts. So we're putting time on both of those. Still got a full-time gig on the other side, but this is side hustle side, but just roughly since June.
Yeah.
June the 3rd.
So June 3rd picked it up. I'm sitting, say, call it between 70 and 80 from a revenue standpoint. And this is purely...
First week of October.
Yeah, this is purely part-time. I have my main gig, but this is one that I piddle with. And it's turned into a pretty good piddle.
Yeah. So he had the original Illumimax with two 12 volts and no Smart Blend, and now he's got basically the same thing, but a 24 volt on one side and the Smart Blend, which we love. So we're doing some testing out here. I'll show you guys before the roof dries. This is our church, super tall. I came out here a while back testing the 24 volt with 3/4 inch metering valves. That's all we had on hand. So we ordered some 1 inch. He brought it back down today and we swapped it. So the blend manifold on there is 3/4 plumbing, okay? And then the valves themselves are 1 inch, which the math makes sense. If you're running a 12 volt on 1/2 inch and it's 5.5 gallons a minute, when you go up to a 10 gallon a minute, you just doubled. So what do you need to do on the valves? You need to double. So we got the 1 inch valves in last week, built them a new manifold, direct swap the manifold, and let's look at the difference. So if you guys will see, here's a 12 volt. All right, I'll just spray it. It's very windy. Look at these flags. We're pretty much at full value on the flag. So a lot of wind today. Wind is our arch nemesis, but here's a 12 volt, okay? All right, not terrible, but you would never clean this roof without a ladder. It's a very tall building, so up here to the porch where the bricks are, it's about 3 feet up just to the doors, and then it's super tall on the inside. So we're able to get basically the roof coated as long as there's no wind with a 12 volt. Now a minute ago when the wind was gusting a little bit more, it was knocking that down because it just doesn't have a lot to defeat the wind with. So 12 volt can kind of clean this roof from the ground, but you'd probably wind up getting the ladder out. 24 volt, let's see if the wind will cooperate, but you guys, if you can zoom in, I don't know. So looking at the steeple, you see the little archy thing up there on the steeple about halfway up. We're actually getting some mix right on that upper lip where it goes into the angle to start making the rise to the top of that steeple, which is stupidly tall. It's hard for them to see it on camera, but tell them.
I mean, it's impressive. That's the only thing I can really say is.
Let's see if we can hit it while the wind cooperates. All right, I'm kind of flying blind because I can't see when I walk up that far, but we're able to hit basically right around that arched little vent piece on that steeple. And look at the flags again. We got a pretty steady little crosswind here. So with no wind and a good easy day, we can clean. Now we wouldn't clean the steeple from the ground, but we can clean half of it. That means what would have normally been a bucket truck or a boom rental, now we're doing it with a ladder. We can basically clean this steeple. It'd be challenging to get the back side of the steeple. So just something tall to give you guys a reference point. I don't know how tall it is. Did your app?
No, I couldn't do it.
It's way up there.
And the best way I would describe it is, because I was hustling the last few weeks with it, where I would have needed a ladder, I didn't need a ladder anymore with the 24 volt. I was able to hit it from the ground. And then where you need a boom, obviously.
Sometimes you're cutting that out.
You're cutting that out and you're going to a ladder. So you've been
Right.
able to cut out one of those, which if you're doing multiple jobs in a day, not having to piddle with the ladder, pulling it on and off,
Yeah.
and being able to hit from the ground has made and saved time. And then you mix this in it, crushing it. Yeah.
Pretty slick.
Yeah, absolutely.
How's the Smart Blend? We've got, this is the prototype remote. We had to send it back and get them to mess with it because the actual remotes that are getting made, they'll be smaller than this, they'll be rechargeable, and they're gonna have an LCD feedback. Right now you just have flashy lights that tell you what setting you're on. It's gonna actually have a screen. But what do you think just of the overall?
Yeah, no, it's everything you said, right? Saving you time. I've been able to go from roof to house, right? We start with the roof, we do the house, and then flip it back to do a post-treatment on concrete without having to walk to the truck.
Yeah.
Which, you know, if you're in the backside of a building, you're saving yourself, what, a few hundred feet back and forth each time. So it enables me to be more efficient and not have to have someone with me every single time.
Yeah, if you're on a 5%, you want to go down to a house wash, you just get say 1% and lower your soap, beep beep,
Bleed it out and you're good.
does its thing, and then when you're ready to wash out at the end of the job,
And that's the biggest one, right? So
Yeah.
it's the end of the day, everyone's tired, you want to get out, you don't want to walk back to the truck to do the rinse. Nothing's better than looking at it, hitting it, and continuing to stand there, likely in the shade if it's in the summer,
Likely in the
right?
shade, yeah.
Likely in the shade. And then you just see it come out, and you just hang out, and you're ready to go.
Yeah.
So, lifesaver.
the Smart Blend will be workable with a 24-volt metering system, so it's a bigger metering system. All that stuff is in the works. We just got parts on order, so we'll let you guys know when we've got the big metering system with the 1-inch valves and a Smart Blend with that in there. Now that'll work for any kind of pumping system. If you're running an air diaphragm, a gas system, a booster pump, doesn't matter. The pump doesn't affect that. So if you guys want that, just stay tuned. We'll let you know. Smart Blends are about to be getting fulfilled. We've got several ordered, several on equipment that we'll be installing. We're just waiting on the final. I think the only thing we're waiting on is the cabinets to come in. Well, the wind's died down. Let's see if we can spray it again.
We're hitting the back. Unbelievable. You're going over the ridge.
Yeah. Yeah, so pretty impressive. Originally, we were hitting kind of that first section of the steeple with the 3/4 valve. So just going up to that 1-inch valve allowed the pump to get enough suction and flow. And now we're cleaning. Guys, it's way up there. I wish I had a number for how tall it is to that last little section of that steeple, but it's pretty tall. It's a pretty tall building. Yeah. All right, well, we're gonna flush this thing out. He's gotta go back to hot Atlanta. Yeah,
Back to the house.
back to the hoose.
Yeah.
Got a day off, so we'll check in with you guys midweek. We sent out a bunch of equipment the last 2 weeks. I really didn't get any footage because I was just super busy. I think 2 Fridays ago we sent out, good Lord, how many, you were there that Friday.
15? 14?
It was 14 or 15.
Yeah, I think it's 14.
Yep, and then the other day we sent out 5. We built more than that, but those guys just couldn't make it. So I think we built 7 or 8 last week. So pretty good production week. I think we're gonna do 8 again this week. So we're rolling, man. Just, I know you guys get tired of seeing the same old pickup, just the same thing over and over again. But we'll check in with y'all midweek, do some other jobs. See ya.